Grid was added to Boxcutter as of the last update. However, in this update, we aim to improve it and add support for single axial support. So if we were to just draw a box, press tab and pause it, we could bring down the shape drop down and turn this box into a grid. And if we just lower all of the segments to 0 on one of these axes, we are now able to cut on this using single axis support. So let's just draw another grid, and we will just press tab and pause it while it's in a 2D state. And let's actually change this to 0 and add all of our segments to the y-axis. So there's been some differences as well when it comes to the transition between grid and box as well. So if you use the hotkey of Shift G, we are able to scroll and adjust the amount of segments happening in our grid. However, we can also press Shift G in this state and switch back to box, which will actually remove solidification, which was a small oversight of the last release. So let's just bring our shape out, bring it back, and we are able to now begin extruding. However, anytime we could always press Shift G, turn this back into a grid, which will auto solidify, allowing us to see this cut the way it's supposed to be, because without solidification, it would just be a disaster. And then of course, we're able to just click and apply. To show another example of why one would need to use Boxcutter in order to perform a dice, we have this object that's at an angle, and of course we could just roll and add a bunch of edge loops in it, but let's say that there were n-gons in the surface and that wasn't actually possible. We could select this face, control click align in order to align to this area, and now we can actually just draw out a grid. We could press T to adjust our solidification, we could press T to remove solidification, tab to pause it, Control D for the mini helper, which is one of my favorite ways to adjust things on the fly, where we can get in and adjust our settings. Let's actually jump this over to knife. We got to remove our solidification again, but now after applying, we've basically diced through this object from this particular view. So there's a lot of reasons as to why one would want to be able to perform dicing with Boxcutter using view align parameters, such as the one that was shown. However, there are more advanced cases that this was definitely born for.